What's up guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be continuing working on the RSX. I decided I'm going to change out the chain and the tensioner. So we have the brand new one right here. And this shit was like 200 bucks. I'm also going to reseal the oil pan on the RSX. Most people like to drop the entire subframe, but we're just going to let it hang. And you will need to do an alignment after that as well. This is something I always wanted to do. Took 80 grit sandpaper on the sanding block, went straight across. These letters are kind of elevated, so there's no way you'll touch the actual valve cover. If you guys hear the lo-fi music in the background, I have it playing on my speaker. I'm gonna go crazy with no music in here. We're gonna reseal this with some Honda Bond. I was gonna use regular RTV on this. My friend advised that I don't do that. I don't like using Honda Bond because of the way this is. I'm just gonna spread this out by hand. So I didn't get all the silicone off of the engine. Took some red Scotch Brite, started taking off some of the excess silicone. I got it as clean as I can get it. We're gonna start messing with the timing now. I would recommend picking up this tool right here, and we're just gonna spin the engine till the timing marks line up. So I'm lining up these two ticks right here. Just want to get it in the general area. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then these two dots. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's an old tensioner. Now that we got the timing chain out, I was able to fit the special tool in the back. And basically I just had to put a 17 or a 14 on those nuts and just spin it left or right till the tool went inside. So we're good there. This is lined up perfectly. As for the bottom part, I was being stupid and I left this thing on still, and so I had to impact it off and it spun just a tad bit. The part for the crank has just one of these. If you can see, there's that slash in the dot. I need to make sure that blue part goes on that dot. So you have two marks right here. 1, 2, and then there's a bottom one for the crank. I had to take this thing off, kept getting stuck on there. I'm gonna throw this one on first, exhaust side. This side, I need to bring it back some. That should be exactly like this. Now that the top is good, we're gonna install the lower part. Remember that dot I was talking about right here? It's like a little dimple. You wanna make sure this blue part lines up with that. I did tell you guys that the crank did spin a little bit, but we're gonna see. Yeah, it's good. So we can install everything now. So I just got the timing chain on. Everything lines up. We got the marks on the chain with the dot. The engine is top dead center. So a little arrow on top. And they have to be matching, and I'll let you know if your cylinder one's all the way up, which it is. The only part that really sketches me out is the middle ticks. In every diagram I've seen, these have to line up perfectly. I'm gonna trust my expertise and send it. And there we go, timing is set now. Did not do a rookie mistake like I did and forget to take this out. Luckily I didn't go too hard and break this in there. Whenever I time my engines, I think it's best to spin it 2 revolutions just to make sure nothing gets stuck, and then go back and make sure nothing jump time. Should be buttery smooth. See, I thought I messed the engine up. When I had those things in there, it wasn't turning. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? 1 right there, because these 2 ticks line up. And now that's 2. One thing I noticed was that whenever these timing marks touch, that's when it's top dead center. There's 2 revolutions done. Now we're gonna go back and make sure the marks on the timing chain line up. Pay close attention to this. It's gonna line up with this dot right here. Make sure these are level, and that's good. Now we're gonna check the crank. Whenever you guys come look at this, you're not gonna be able to see the dot here, but there's a little hash mark. And there you go, it lines up. So our timing's good. Now I can throw the timing cover on. Before we install this timing cover, I'm gonna put this seal in. I got a new O-ring for the oil control valve. Here's a part number if you need it. I also got this gasket right here, and it goes to this little guy right here. I would recommend changing these out. This is the biggest socket I have, and that's definitely not gonna work, so we'll just hammer this in. And there you go, that's how you install your crank seal. I hope it's installed right. I'm able to put my fingernail in between the seal and the timing cover, and it feels flat and level, so we'll ship it. See guys, this is why we stay organized. Timing cover is finally on. Got all the bolts tight. Now we're just gonna put on the valve cover. And now we have the valve cover installed. All this crap is back on. Check it out. Looks pretty cool. I need to get rid of this intake. It's so ugly. You know, it would look really cool if I had an RBC manifold there and my car was a Type S. Really wish that I could have had some dressed up hardware as well for the valve cover, but that's just kind of expensive. So obviously you want to drain the oil in your oil pan. If you did do the timing cover along with me, then I'm sure you're gonna have some silicone in here. All the oil is done draining. Let's put in a new oil filter. All right, we got that new on there. This drain plug is a little banged up too. Looks like someone was using a 16mm on this. Now let's torque it with a torque wrench. Torque the spec. Now we can go ahead and start moving this subframe. So obviously when you're gonna remove your subframe, you want to take your wheels off. There's a little bit of oil leak here. For what I know, this car did have the rear main seal replaced at one point in the brand new clutch. I hate working on the floor so much. This shit too big, man. We got one bolt there. Let's see what else we got. We got a couple over here too. Now, whenever we were taking apart the timing cover, we did take these 3 bolts off already, so we don't need to worry about that. It's just one more bolt, that corner one I need to take out. So the size that you're gonna need is a 17 and then 1/14 for the back motor mount. I'm gonna let it hang just a little bit. Let's tackle this bolt. Looks like it's 17. I'm about to witness the power of this snap-on impact ratchet. Let's see if we'll break it off first try. This is such a weird looking nut. I'm gonna leave this all organized. You can take out this bolt like that. Make sure you don't lose it. All I did was loosen this a bit, as well as this one, and I didn't need to mess with this 14. You're able to pull down on the subframe like so. It's not gonna fall on you. Well, let's get this off. I got all the bolts off, I think, so we just have to pry on this. Whoa. There we go. I think I need to drop the subframe a little bit more. This is an oil pump. Oh, never mind. Did you guys know that the K20 A3 comes with a Type S oil pump? Pretty cool. And there's my oil pan. This is why you guys don't want to start your car right away. Still got silicone in there. Well, that wasn't that bad. I wanted to show you guys something that almost gave me the heart attack. I was looking through the oil pan, right? And I see this right here. I'm like, oh shit, is that like bearing material? But it looks like the oil pan was just scuffed up a bit. So thankfully there's no bearing material in here. Thing just cuts through there like butter. This car looks so good in the rain. Well, it looks like my street's about to flood. It has been raining all day. Well, I'm gonna take advantage of this rain, aka free water, and just, you know, give this thing a little wash with some super clean. This is okay for the environment. It doesn't have the fish warning there with the tree. This is totally fine for the environment. I want to show you guys how the block is coming along. I just went through with the razor blade and then the Scotch-Brite. This thing is ready to go back on. These bolts used to be really dirty. I went ahead and cleaned them with some Purple Power off camera. It's not the best shape, it's the little things that count. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to put the silicone on this. So basically when you do this, you're just gonna go all on the inside. You don't really need to do this because it pretty much does it for you whenever you tighten the bolts and put this back in the car. But I just like to do this anyways. And I think we're pretty much good to throw this onto the car now. Luckily this stuff doesn't dry that fast. There we go. After 5 minutes, finally got all the bolts tightened for the oil pan. You don't need to go crazy tight, just one little wrist flick and then that's it. All right, I want to see y'all breaking no bolts. All right, so one thing I saw was that there's a bunch of washers right here. I don't know, that's OEM. And then this mount right here, that's so bad. Definitely gonna cause a lot of vibrations. Right now I'm trying to put the bolt back in for this. It's pretty light, this subframe. If you want, you can just jack it up with a jack, but I'm just gonna push it up because your boy is a little bit strong now. I've seen some people not even have bolts there. Not like that mount does anything anyways. That bushing's all destroyed. I'm finally about to get this car off jack stands. I haven't drove it in about 3 weeks. Oh my God, do you guys see all that power steering fluid? Holy shit. Torque wrench that I got from my old job. Well, it's been about 2 hours. I think we should just put oil in this thing. So it takes about 4.4 quarts of oil. Only using the best, that OEM Acra oil. Yeah, that's right on the money. It's below the dot a bit. I think I should pour the whole 5 quarts in there. You guys do not know how nervous I am about starting this car. Are y'all ready? I don't feel it misfiring. If the timing was off, it would have started misfiring and the car would have shut off. I don't know if I mentioned this already. Pour this light used to not work and I actually put new LEDs in it. You know, it's a really good feeling when the garage is empty and the project car is out. You know, I feel like there's too much red going on here. I don't like how this doesn't match with that, so we're gonna fix that. And this undercover right here has overspray all over it, so I want to restore that as well. Oh, time to do that off camera. If you guys want to see the process, check out my TikTok right here. I was being a little bit impatient about getting this intake on, and I kind of messed up the finish by touching it, and I left a little bit of red accents like on there, this little plug here. Later we'll install the kit I got to delete this. Then the top right here, it used to be all white full of overspray. Now I got it in one color. I highly recommend picking up one of these. It always comes in clutch whenever I gotta find clips for this car. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It took very long for me to do with having to record. If I would have done this off camera, I probably would have gotten it done in a day. I wanted to record this video and try to revive the YouTube channel. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. I think it turned out amazing. I love the wrinkle black intake. Went ahead and bought a electronic EP3 power steering rack. Basically gonna delete all of this power steering crap, clean up the engine bay even more. That's gonna be the end of the video, guys. I had a lot of fun recording it and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay tuned, it's gonna be worth it. Peace.